Oh, no.
I'm putting it up there now. Thank you, game, because there's going to be some flashing lights. Careful, anybody who's watching this game.
Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Robot Master Mayhem!
Starring me, apparently.
Apparently, Matt's audio was illegally stolen from archived clips and used without his express given permission in this wonderful fantastic fan game.
I was asked to be a part of this fan game.
I know.
So I had a lot of fun. However, my only problem is that they used my audio before I got a new mic.
Well, I'll just tell you right now, and you'll hear it with hype as well. Mugen, so audio compression, so it don't mean a damn. Yeah. Welcome everybody to Mega Man Robot Master Mayhem, developed for the Mugen engine.
I mean, again, it's a little surprising to me that Mugen is still a thing in this day and age. Like, that thing's been around, like... That thing has to be turning 20 at some point or another.
I think it might be older.
No, it is, but I do know that the Mugen engine itself has been updating quite a bit, and there's been, like, a lot of interesting, like, characters and even fan projects being done with it, including this one, done by the Infinity Mugen team. I'm actually friends with a handful of people that are a part of the team, and they put together this Mega Man fan game.
And let me tell you right now, I wish I could have the coffee this woman is having. Listen to this.
It seems that Mega Man is once again being challenged by the deranged villainous doctor.
Oop.
Your hair has grown wings.
You mean it didn't already have one?
I didn't know you were in the news.
This is Hype's grand confessional, everybody. He's finally fessing up to the planned robotic attacks of the future.
Whoops. And destroying of cities.
Not even that blue bother Mega Man can stop me this time.
And no, trust me, I tried to do any audio balancing, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like that seems to be a problem with just Mugen in general, in that, like, the music channels seem to overpower any other, like, sound effects that they have.
Huh?
So Quint is apparently a new robot, potentially an original robot master.
No, he's not.
Oh, she isn't?
He's official.
Oh. Right.
He's actually from, like, one of the Game Boy Mega Man games, if you can believe that.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Huh. Well, right off the bat, let's get to it. I'm gonna be playing as Mega Man because why not? I'd love to see Matt and Hype in a room fighting to the fisticuffs to win my love. So we're going to see how they stand to face each other in this grand adventure. Jeez. So, first off, Mega Man's whole big quirk as a fighter is that he can swap between six different weapon types to use in his battles. One of which being, the Ice Blaster. Which is probably one of my most favorite weapons to always fall back on because I'm a coward, and because it allows me to freeze somebody in midair so that I can prep my super without being interrupted by doing this.
Yep.
And then this. Oh boy.
Yeah, as far as like...
Now blast him.
There you go. As far as gameplay goes, it's basically like run-of-the-mill Capcom fighting game stuff. However, a gimmick that they put into it, like not just with Mega Man, but with a lot of Robot Masters, there's a weapon-changing system where, depending on like a certain input, you can actually change what kind of specials the characters can use.
So, and I will be showing off more than just Ice Blaster. It's my old reliable, which is why with, not even close baby levels of health, I will blast him and use the Mega Buster.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, and also for the sake...
Don't worry, Dr. Light. It's all over.
And for the sake of brevity, I'm going to only show... It's supposed to be a best 2 out of 3, but I'm just going to show one match each.
Ready?
Alright.
Because also, boy howdy, this video is just the campaign. They put in a lot of battles between you and the final credits.
I mean, it is a fighting game.
Hey, Cutman! Woo! So first off, I was supposed to ask, while I show off some more of the other abilities you can use as Mega Man, Matt, hi, do either of you know any of the other people, like, personally who worked on this project?
I mean, I probably do, I just haven't, like, talked to them in a long time.
I will say, as far as like the Mugen team itself, a bit of a personal history. Before I started to get really serious into my art and voice acting, I actually was part of the Mugen community for a bit, like doing sprite work and whatnot. Like, like mostly for just like practice for it and whatnot. And I was helping out with a handful of IMT stuff, like most notably their Avengers vs. X-Men game. I kind of retired from doing Mugen work after a while when I started to get more serious with like art and voice work, although I still keep in touch with them and do like the occasional voice work for Mugen people now and then.
Okay. And Matt, so I guess what you're saying, Matt, how long ago did you record for this?
Oh God. I want to say it's been 4 years, maybe longer actually. No, actually, I think it might.
That's a long time.
I think it might have been around
Get
5
the Hornet
years.
Seeker.
Yeah, I want to say
had to be
the Hornet.
Wait, guys, it's actually been more around 5 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
wow.
like, this is, Robot Master Mayhem definitely is one of the projects IMT have been working on for the longest.
Because I noticed this project technically was called, like, Robot Master Mayhem 3.0, 3.1, so I imagine this is even the first iteration of it that you've seen.
Oh, there's been, like, a handful of builds beforehand, but just, like, the project itself has also just been in the works for a long time, because that's the thing, like, just going off what we were talking about with just, like, Sage fan games in general, just, like, showcases and, like, the cycle of, like, working on it and whatnot. Working on Mugen content, like, not even just full-on Mugen games, just characters for Mugen in general, pretty much goes under that same kind of, like, cycle.
Okay. Oh, and if you're wondering if you're wondering why Rush is hanging out there in the back, James, if I don't have typically there's a combo you do. It's like quarter circle forward kick. If you do that, you'll fire whatever blast you have. But if you don't have a special energy weapon equipped, and you do that, it'll send either Rush or Beat to hit them.
Interesting.
Pulse.
Would you say that they rushed to them?
No, I'd say they rushed development on some of the balancing of these bosses, but more on that later. Have either you or Hype tried this game out? Nice.
I have literally saw. Fun fact: I've recorded for this game like 5 years ago. This is the first time I'm seeing anything of this game.
Really?
Yep.
Well, all right then. Hey, Skullman. How about you, Hype? For all the Mugen stuff you do, have you ever played or tried anything with the engine?
Well, yeah, I do dabble with a bit of Mugen now and then. I like downloading characters and trying them out every now and then. As far as, like, the games themselves, for this one in particular, I did I did check out some of the characters that they had, because the thing is that, like, it goes kind of like a common thing with Mugen stuff. Like, unless it's, like, very specific kinds of projects, they'll usually just kind of, like, take characters, with permission, mind you, and just kind of, like, add them onto their screen packs and whatnot when they make games, and Robot Master Mayhem's no exception, because a handful of these characters were technically made before a chunk of this game was made.
Okay. Okay, and because of how much I'm spamming it, because it's a really nice, consistent combo, James, what is Hyper Mega Man even from, or is that
Marvel
a
vs.
fan thing?
Capcom.
Oh, okay.
That was literally something they made for that game and only that game.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it looks cool, and I will also say in some ways it very much looks like like, not even just straight up Mega Man, it looks like a freaking beefed up Mega Man X.
It does look like Mega Man X.
And funnily enough, Roll has her own variant of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of Mega Man X, that was something I wanted to talk about earlier. Like, I noticed in the character roster, it was primarily Mega Man characters, and then there was the lone version with fucking Chill Penguin right here.
Oh yeah, that's basically... I know that's one of the big plans that they're having with Robot Master Mayhem, is that, like, over time, they're gonna actually, like, go beyond just, like, being a love letter to the classic series and actually involve, like, characters from, like, the various other series. Like, I know they have a Zero in the works, as well as an X. I'm guessing Chill Penguin is just, like, the first X character that's, like, fully finished is why they're here. And I know they're even talking about, like, trying to find a way to fit either Trombone or Volnet in here eventually.
That'd be interesting to see.
Adapter.
Oh, there we go. The Super Armor from 7.
Yep, and they do have the power adapter as well. Although the power adapter, it's like you clap your hands together to make a shockwave that goes towards them. So, I mean, that definitely seems to be the idea, given off of what they're using Quint for, is that, yeah, they want to have it be a grand collection of Mega Man enemies all trying to come and stop you.
Which, from what I remember of his Game of Origin, which was Mega Man 2, the Game Boy version, I should stress, where apparently he's a Mega Man from the future.
that actually would explain then what his boss fight is, because we will be fighting against him. He's one of the, I want to say he's one of the required bosses. Typically, these are all randomized. You don't know what order you're going to get them in, which is why our next fight will be...
Roll.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and actually, if we listen closely here, some interactions will be unique depending on who's fighting against who. So if Mega Man faces against Roll...
What are you doing here, Roll? You're gonna get hurt.
No kidding.
Sorry, we gotta beat her up now.
Yeah, I kind of wish not going to lie, I kind of wish that...
And Dr. Light's in the back like, children, please, what's with this senseless fighting?
What are you doing? And, I mean... Is it one of those things, Matt, where, like, have you... I don't know if they would do it, but have they considered... Have you considered, like reaching out to them and say, hey, I would like to, like, update any of these lines, or...
I mean, I asked Steve, but apparently no.
Well, my thing is that, like, what am I trying to say? My thing is that, like, when I sent them the lines, like, I usually expect them to pretty much tell me if there was anything that needed to be redone, but they, like, after I sent them Matt's stuff, they didn't contact me, so I just took that as them just being, like, perfectly content with what Matt sent them.
Well, even then, it's like this thing when I once reached out to Demon Tomato Dave, so I've never heard back from him. It's one of those things where I reached out to him saying, hey, I have the ability to do this even better. Would you like this? Just...
You killed her in front of me! No kidding. And actually, you know what? Real talk, when I saw Roll, like, in that versus shot, I was hoping to God, like, it just really made me think back to our little running gag of Roll just bringing out that machine part that looks like a gun.
The one when we played that one game, I thought was a gun.
Which is also Mega Man fighting again.
Which real talk, I wouldn't mind redoing those, especially now that we have Parsec.
I still love the whole fact that you guys latch on to that joke that I did.
Because it's such a stupid little thing.
Just like it came up so fast with the little barrel. It's like, oh fuck!
Well, and it stopped me too because my eyes couldn't focus on what the hell it was supposed to be. So like I described it, it was one of those things where it actually it stopped me in my tracks. Like, hold on, I have to figure out what this is now.
Hold up,
Roll, what's that thing you got in your hand right there? A gun!
No!
Oh, also, throwing this out there. I don't know if there is game. There it goes. Eesh. I don't know if it's one of these things where the difficulty of the game starts ramping up the further you get into it, but it should be worth noting. I started this on easy level 2, so that's the standard difficulty it picks by default. But some of these robot masters, like their AI, like there'll be bosses afterwards that are not as hard as these mooks are.
I feel like
good.
I want to say Mugen does have a difficulty scaling section, because I know that's also a thing in like a handful of other like even just like you just play Mugen Vanilla and play its like standard arcade mode, because the engine itself does have its own arcade mode. I think it does that too.
Maybe then.
Either way, I can definitely see where Logan's coming from. Where even if it's as low as it can be, sometimes it can still end up being what's his name, Shao Kahn levels of bullshit.
Especially here.
Airman, fucking Airman.
I'm okay. I so rarely do this, but Hype, Matt, if anyone here, if the developers are watching this right now, I implore you, play test this game on Airman on this difficulty, because watch what I have to start dealing with. This took me 30 minutes to beat this guy.
Jesus Christ.
Because he has right there he has a move that can cross the screen immediately and kick you. And yes, on easy level 2, he has the ability to chain that jump kick immediately into a grab. So he can clear the screen and then do a hold. I have not ever felt more justified for using a cheap tactic.
I'm almost convinced that they made him this bullshit on purpose because of that whole meme. And I did say that to me when I first described to him my role.
Did you ever question? Do you ever fight Blade Man in this?
No, I did not.
Right,
that last I checked, Blade Man's still a work in progress.
Okay, because that is my second character I play.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I did not play as him, nor did I see him. But just, God, I'm sorry. You need to playtest or rebalance him or something, because that, on level 2, he should not be able to... Hey, Hypersong. He should not be able to chain a screen clearing jump kick into a grab.
that's another thing. One game we will not be showing off for the showcase. Someone actually did up and make an NES remake of the Wily Wars.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. Yeah, like with all the old sprites.
Yeah, and I mean, I was tempted to showcase it for the channel, but I mean, honestly, I haven't had much of the time or interest to really check it out in the first place, though I do appreciate the attempt regardless. Also, yes, it looks like even here he's about as exploitable as he was in the original game.
Because otherwise, I don't like his attack buttons. He can grab you as well.
That looked like he was about to fucking chomp your head off.
He does, but instead he just spits you back out. But yeah, I make the most of his exploits, because otherwise, yeah, as you're seeing here, welcome to our boss characters. You have to fight a couple of these before the final boss. Whereas you see, the big thing to note about them is they have a lot of poise. You're not going to be stunning them out of any attacks. And your supers will not work as easily as you would like them to, unless he's on really low HP, in which case he's trash.
I kind of wish that they use any other.
That sounded like a voice Hype would use.
Oh
well,
yeah,
that was not me. I'll say that much.
Okay, hey Matul Daddy.
Matul Daddy.
Yep, he's a Matul. That's a big one.
And I don't like this boss because even him moving towards you in his shielded form can deal damage to you. Even right there, see how he put his helmet back up so he could look at us? Even that deals damage to you. Even that does damage to you if you're too close to him. He's a very, very defensive player, which
naturally
I've timed out. I've had to time out a couple times because of him, like because of how long he took to do anything. Which is why I've been using the silver tomahawk. Oh, and he has many unblockable attacks because that's fun.
I'm trying to remember what Matars, Matals, they go by like several different names. I'm trying to remember what they go by now as of Mega Man 11.
Logan,
yes.
I am going to apologize. All right? Mainly because I never thought I'd be in this situation, but I guess I am. Don't blame me or Steve. We were just the actors.
I'm not getting upset at you guys. I'm just the time was me saying like a call to action. You guys are my frontline defense of reaching out to these people.
I was just in this for the fashion.
Fair.
No, I was in it for the fact that I was about to say I was in it for the money, but then I realized, oh yeah, I didn't get paid.
It's called community service.
Anyway, I don't mind I didn't get paid.
Hey,
by
Quint.
the way. It was the whole
He's
thing.
being
is
helped
just,
by he's being helped by a serve bot and that other thing.
Yeah,
from the
I know he had the
far
pogo
future.
stick. I don't know what the Surbot's there though.
Probably to keep him steady, I guess.
Probably.
But yeah, no, like again, I'm still wondering what the heck's up with Quint, because again, all I know is that he's a Mega Man from the future that apparently went bad and uses a pogo.
Because of course
this is
we
like
always
not
have
quite
to
not
have
quite
the
far.
bad version.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's funny considering I want to say this was like years before the Mega Man X series became a thing, or just barely before they started, conceptualizing it.
Possibly.
Ow! Oh, brother! I mean, me.
Looks like he's being controlled by Dr. Wily though in this case.
I mean, that was kind of the plot. I want to say that was the plot of Mega Man 2 Game Boy.
Oh, because he didn't turn bad; he was corrupted bad.
More or less, yes. Like,
Yeah,
in a future where Dr. Wily actually wins.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like the Game Boy ports had like their own weird continuity attached to them.
Yeah, well, in a matter of speaking, like, technically they were still part of the main canon, they were just their own separate stories. Like, primarily in that, through all the games, the main baddies of them were the quote-unquote Mega Man killers. Like, this guy was one of them, and I remember another one being, the best way I can describe him is like the saw blade sort of, like can opener sort of boss named Ballad. Or maybe, like there was a couple, or maybe it was Punk, I forget. Like, there's like a couple of them, and I know some of them did come back for Mega Man 10's Time Attack mode. And of course, the the age-old Dr. Wily.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for that fight.
It is funny we talk about the Mega Man killers, because I want to say Enker is also going to be in the game as well. I did pay attention,
right.
So I didn't know if he was in the current roster or not.
Enker, I want to say is the first one that they made.
So
there was him, then there was Quint, then there was Punk. and then Ballad, maybe? I need to look back on Mega Man killers themselves and see which ones came in what order. And then by making it 5, they just said, screw that noise. Let's just have fucking robot master aliens.
Right. So I'm about to kill him, but Dr. Wily had this whole mechanic where like he could summon robot masters to like use against you, but as predicted, Matt kicked the hell out of him. Hype. Whoop.
Yep.
Mega Man wins. Don't worry, Dr. Light.
Yeah, did it.
It's all over.
And he's doing his classic begging.
Please forgive me!
And so we didn't, and let him die in the ruins of his pit, while Roll looked at us with a really wide open mouth and
a gun.
a tongue that did not need to extend that far away from her
with
mouth
a wide
at all
open
times.
mouth and a gun.
Yeah, this is pretty much just repeating Power Battle's ending.
I forgot how Power Battle Roll had like Popeye arms.
Yeah, she did. I mean,
Okay.
in a way, sort of to match your brother.
Fair, I guess, because to help show off the fact that they are robots. Also, Roll, put your tongue back in your mouth. Anywho, that was my showcase of the story mode of this. Again, there's a lot of replayability if you're into Mugen fighters. They have a watch mode. You can, of course, if you're into all the cool combo fighters, go for it. It's not really my cup of tea, but I wanted to show it off because, of course, it has my friends in it.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, playtest the shit out of Airman, delete him potentially,
Jesus.
clean slate him. Figure that out. I don't know.
Game over.
I mean, I'm kind of with people where I say, like, I definitely do see the appeal of, like, having a Mega Man-centric Capcom fighter. Like, I think the idea definitely should be worth exploring. It's just that, obviously, like we mentioned here, it's definitely something that could also use some fine-tuning as well.
It's going to take a lot of work. Absolutely.
Even
I do not
after
envy
4
the work of
years.
any fighter. Yeah, I don't envy any fighting game creator has to try and keep everything balanced and fair. Otherwise, yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. And
I do want to say one thing real quick, and I'm not going to give him too much flack because I think it might have been an oversight. The voice actor's credit here, Matt definitely is in the game, although I think it's because they weren't sure which username that he was going by. They forgot to add him here.
Oh. But he is credited on the official Sage Expo like title page.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you are credited there. And again, this clearly because it's Mugen. This clearly is like a pre-rendered like .mov or something that they're using, so they'll have to edit this later. And any of your thoughts on this, James? Considering you played Power Fighters and all that.
Not bad. Like, I figured it would only be a matter of time before someone tried to make their own, like, big Mega Man fighter where you got to literally play as all the robot masters, and from what I've seen, it's an admirable attempt. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to play it, but, again, the attempt is nice.
Okay.
Though I do definitely have to agree with Logan. I can definitely see where there could have been some better balancing. And that is something that Mugen in general always had a slight problem with. Like, unless you were like a super big pro at 2D fighters, you were going to get your ass handed to you unless you more or less went to literal zero.
The combo game is big. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys for joining us. This is, for now, the last video I have planned for Sage Expo, but who knows? Maybe if anything else, pops up, we'll give those a look-see. But yeah. Thank you, and keep being creative and trying out new games. I'm curious to see what we get.
Keep doing what Sega don't.
Yeah,
make good games.
Pretty much. Damn. I genuinely think that they need to just they need to start getting smart and start using these things not just as community fun projects. They need to start doing this shit as like scouting.
Did we stop recording, or are you continuing?
I'll just finish that thing. Please, Sega, listen. All right, everyone else is gone. It's just me. Please. All right, take care, everybody.
Mega bye.
Who is this imposter?